born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
You're an athlete. Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.
All right, welcome athletes into the gym closet. We got an awesome episode today. We're gonna be talking about hustle. We're gonna be talking about our program tip. We have a new segment that we're gonna do that kind of dives into our program and something specific to us at Krave. So we're gonna go over that. We got our craving, and we're gonna get into craving again with our merch. No, not merch. What do you call that? Gear debate.
Gear debate.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll get that all rolling. But if this is your first time us in the gym closet, we are a Krave Gym podcast. We talk about all things living like an athlete and making sure that we give as much value to you to kind of give you tips and tricks on how to live like an athlete, how to optimize your life, and how to, in living like an athlete, again, we defined athlete as greatness. So how to be great. That's going to be the things that we talk about in this podcast. And so welcome. If you haven't yet, please like, review, give us a 5-star if you got some value out of today's episode, and hit that subscribe button, as well as if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and leave us a review or subscribe to our YouTube as well. Those things help us get the word out to a lot more people and be able to grow those channels, and that's a big thing. We don't do any advertisements or anything on here. This is just a value add for anybody listening. So I'm hoping that you can do one little thing for us and hit that button on subscribe or review for us. So let's get rolling. Today, I want to talk about word of the week first, or what do we want to talk about today? What are you feeling?
Gosh, I don't know. We should probably talk about the basketball game last night.
There you go.
We should just slowly ease into this. I need a little bit more coffee.
All right.
Before I get started.
Early this morning, yeah. So
because you're putting me on the spot today.
I know.
And I'm not used to that, so I just gotta prep a little bit more.
All right. So we got Easter weekend that we had. Hopefully everybody had a great Easter weekend.
Weather was beautiful.
Yes, and we were able to get out to the farm and we had 3 Easter egg
celebrations.
They had this was kind of for the first time our kids were kind of knew what was going on, so it was kind of cool.
Fun,
it was fun, yeah.
And it was just fun buying them little random stuff for their Easter baskets. Because they love the little random things and candy, obviously, but yeah, they had a good time.
Ivy now has a family of baby chicks that are like
not real
ones, just little fuzzballs.
We're not that crazy.
And she loves them. Actually, Grandma had new baby chicks.
Yep.
That we got
they're
to
in that
see.
Awkward stage though, where it's like they're not
kind of
cute.
Ugly.
They're like white.
They look like adult chickens, but they're like mini adult chickens.
Yeah, not even. I don't know. But
no.
That's all right. We should have got out there earlier to see him. But the goats make up for it, so.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, but it was nice seeing families together again, because I know a lot of people are getting their vaccines, feeling a little bit more comfortable with everything going on. So it was good to see people be back together with family to celebrate a holiday and that special occasion. So.
And awesome that the weather was so beautiful.
That
so
people could be outside.
Yep.
And other than that, basketball game last night, you were in Kansas City on your way home, so you didn't get to watch it, but you were kind of surprised that Gonzaga lost, huh?
Yeah, so they were the favorite going in, and they ended up losing by a decent amount, right?
And they started off bad, because when I was getting ready to make dinner and stuff, it was like 11-1. They were down, and I guess Zach said they never came back and got a lead, so I guess it was not the greatest game. Because
Gonzaga was undefeated all year, so
But is that the first time they said this morning Baylor won?
Oh yeah, that was their first national championship.
That's awesome. So I like the teams that don't win.
Gonzaga,
they get a chance.
I think Gonzaga has a few. At least Gonzaga.
They're always
good. Yeah, always in the tournament. So, so that's good. Now the basketball's over. We got
NCAA volleyball coming up.
Volleyball coming up?
So Alma Mater USD made it again.
Did they?
Which is awesome. It's really
How's
good
Nebraska
for them.
doing this year?
They have their first bye, so I think they're 5th.
They might play South Dakota.
They're on the same side. No, South Dakota plays Missouri.
Oh.
Yep.
So if
So
they
they're
beat
on the-
Missouri, would they play them? If they're on the same side, they would eventually play each other.
They
if
would
won
eventually
that.
play each other, yeah. Yeah. But we're on the side with Texas, too. Texas is really good this year.
Oh.
We have a hard our
What's
sides.
Nebraska's seed?
5th.
5th. Oh,
Mhm.
wow. That's
Yeah.
kind of low for them.
Yeah. It's been a weird season, though, because they haven't played very many games.
Oh.
You know? And, like, there's a lot of games that, like, they didn't play Penn State this last time because Penn State had COVID, so then they couldn't come there. And so it's just been kind of a weird season. Like, some teams that never are good, but they played, like, some bad teams, you know? So it's kind of all over the place.
COVID
But
year.
we'll see. But it's awesome. Well, awesome that it's in Omaha, but not awesome that we can't go because...
Are they having no fans?
No, you can
Oh, they are?
yeah, but with the baby coming, because
Well,
otherwise
we're-
it'd be
yeah,
something
we're not
fun to
going
go.
anywhere.
Like
Yeah.
you can't go to it, but since
I didn't
it's-
know if they were having fans.
No,
or
they are.
Yeah.
But since it's so local, it'd be kind of fun to go watch that tournament sometime. But
Definitely.
I
Cool.
don't know. That's all. That's all I know.
So let's segue in here. So Nebraska's a Adidas school still, right?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, because their football jerseys are some. Yeah, it's all sports. Yep.
And
Adidas.
then South Dakota's Adidas.
And Oregon is Nike.
Oregon's Nike.
Always
So
Nike, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
like the.
So in our thinking of these different uniforms and different sponsored teams, we are going to be doing our craving. We don't have a craving update because we didn't do one last week, but we're going to get back into it. So we want to know by vote and comment what brand is your favorite brand, whether it is Adidas or Nike. Those are the two options that we had. We had some behind the scenes conversations on what might want to be added to that, but then we decided on those because those are the big
Most
main
popular,
brands in
probably.
sports, at least in sports.
Yeah,
So,
and we were talking about how you can't, like, I cannot wear an Adidas shirt with, like, Nike shoes.
I'm the same exact way. Yeah.
And I wonder how many people are like that, or if they're just like, I don't care, like, I'll just rock it all together. But I just can't. Like, even if it's a hat, I can't even do, like, an Adidas hat with Nike shoes.
Yep.
Could you?
I'm the same
You can't.
exact way.
Just
I
nothing.
can't. Nope.
Yeah, or socks or anything.
So I have like 2 pairs of Adidas socks because I have Adidas shoes, and I have one Adidas outfit that I can wear.
Right. That's the thing. So then I just don't buy Adidas because I'm like, their stuff's cute and it fits great, but I'm like, I don't know how often
you
I'll wear it
just-
because
so
then you have to get like
you
the
chose-
whole outfit.
So you're in Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like because the Nike outlet's there and
I was gonna say,
the
me
shoes
because
are
it's cheap.
cheap.
Yeah, for me it's because I
So,
can get $25
Because we
pair
don't,
of shoes.
right, and so that's just always our resort. We never buy like expensive tennis shoes.
Right.
And even kid stuff, like they have kid stuff there that's pretty cheap too. So it's just always but they even have cute kids Under Armour stuff. But since I don't wear Under Armour myself, like I don't buy the kids Under Armour, I'm like, nah. Because then if they have Nike shoes, I'm not going to buy them Under Armour shoes.
Right.
So I'm saving us money. So you can thank me for that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We're saving money
Perfect.
on all
We
this,
are perfect.
this conversation.
We are
so,
saving money.
so yeah, so
that went down, but I don't think Nike had control of it, but it just looks bad on their part. So people are like, I'm never supporting Nike again, and just pass. What do you think's gonna win?
I think Nike just because of pure popularity.
Right. I wonder who, if Nike or Adidas has more sponsored teams. Do you know that?
I think
Or is it about even?
Nike.
And does Under Armour sponsor teams? No.
They do, but they only have a few. I think Maryland's an Under Armour team. Notre Dame's an Under Armour team.
How about Champion sponsor? That
I
used to
remember
be like
we used to have.
You wanted to
Champion
buy a
shorts.
Champion shirt the other day.
Yeah.
How would that work? What kind of shoes are you gonna wear Champion with?
Champion's more of like a brand like now. It's more of like a vintage brand. So it's not
You're right.
like,
I could see that. Like
so it's not like
throwback
a
kind of.
wear all Champions gear brand. It'd be like wearing a Gymshark shirt or
Okay.
for you like a Lululemon pants. You can wear Lulus with Nikes, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think so. I do it because they don't have their own shoes. So
Right. That's what I mean. Like
yeah,
Champion
I
doesn't
didn't
have
know
their own
Champion,
shoes.
yeah.
So you gotta
So
match them with
so
something else.
interesting. Yeah, but you were like all about buying a champion shirt
It was
a while back.
Yeah, it was a cool shirt.
Yeah.
I wanted to match Pierce.
I know.
Have a little champion, because it was old school. That's what I had one growing up, an old champions, and then like the old starter jackets and stuff. Do you remember those?
Those were awesome.
Those were vintage too.
Like they had like the NFL ones
pouch.
where they had the pouch, and then I got mine signed by Corey Schlesinger, and me and my cousin did. That were like
was
the
it a
most
Nebraska one
badass
or was
girls.
it a Lion one?
Lions
one. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I had a Nebraska one growing up, and then I had a Dallas one growing up.
Yeah, those were so like everybody had one. Like a lot of people. Had those.
Starter jackets were where it's at. For sure.
Oh, good times.
All right, so remember to vote on that. We'll have that up this week. Is there anything else we want to clean up for the season? The season's going awesome. Getting into we're in week 6 of our strength and number season. We have our championship at the end on the May 1st. It's a Saturday, May 1st. So everybody that qualified will be getting emails and stuff sent out to that for invitations for that. So we are super excited for that event, and we will get going on that here. We got just 3 weeks until then. So this is a 9-week season. Some weeks, depending on the months, some seasons are 8 weeks.
I think this one's like ends up being 8.5 or something like that. Is that like?
No, it's Monday. It's Monday to Monday. We always go Monday to Monday, so it's 9 weeks.
So it's 9 full weeks, yeah.
Yep.
But then, the first on Saturday,
First on
and then
Saturday.
the third will be on the Monday.
We'll start.
Yep.
Condition to Conquer next week or next season, next month on the 3rd. So, with that, did you want to kind of go into some of our program tip of the week?
Yes.
So we're talking. What are we talking?
So
this week?
we're talking about recovery, because I feel like people don't look at recovery days as beneficial as their intense training days. So, you can. I think we all go by like how we feel. Like we feel that every time we do a HIIT session, we feel awesome, right? Like we feel like we worked our absolute hardest. We gave it everything we got, and there's some sort of notion that we should feel this way every single time we work out. But if you think about what you're doing to your body when you're doing a HIIT workout, is you're putting it under a ton of stress.
Anabolic workout.
Yeah.
So not anabolic, anaerobic. So
yes.
Anytime you're in your anaerobic system, whether that's HIIT or strength training and breaking down your muscles.
Yeah. So you're all constantly stressing that body out, right? And so we don't understand, like, we do need to recover on those off days to show up and hustle 100% on the days when we are going to be, right? On the days that we're going to be coming in for a HIIT. So the Krave program is 3 HIIT training sessions a week, and then our athletes have 24/7 access to come in and use the facility to come in. And we're not saying to sit on your butt on your off recovery days. We still want you moving.
That's why we call them active rest days.
Yes.
And if you're part of the program, you know what active rest means. It doesn't mean rest.
Right. Yes. So we still want you moving. That's why we have 24/7 access. You can come in, you can do some mobility work, come in, run. I mean, the weather's beautiful out now. Go for a walk or a run. Do something that's less strenuous on your body. Because if you continuously come to 4 or 5 HIIT workouts, you might be feeling great. You might be getting crazy results fast. But eventually what's going to happen is that your body is going to continue to break down. You're going to continue to add stress on top of stress. Your ligaments and joints, everything is not going to get full recovery. And then that's when we see tons of people getting injured because your body just cannot recover properly. And if you think about how athletes train, let's say Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady he's the best in the world, has the best resources available to him. He doesn't do HIIT training every single day. And it depends on what season he's in. Granted, during football season, he's probably doing way less intense training sessions, right? Off season, he's still not going and training hard, 5 days a week. And when we played collegiate sports, we didn't do that every day. Our strength and conditioning program was 3 days a week. And then the other days you spent on the court doing technical drills, and just practicing volleyball. That's just what we did. We didn't do that HIIT training every single day, because if we did, we wouldn't have been able to perform as our best as athletes.
And think about it, in respect to being in strength and number season, with respect to our lifting, if you're tearing down, every time that we lift, we are creating micro tears in our muscle. So we're literally tearing the tissue of our muscle. And if we're not giving that time, and that's why you become sore, right? DOMS is delayed onset muscle soreness, which is going to be a delayed sensation of soreness, usually, 48 hours later. So that soreness that you feel, so say we hit a total body session where we hit some good legs on Monday. On Wednesday, you're starting to feel legs still, right? So when you're sore, you need that day in between to make sure that you're getting the recovery that you need so that you're not training something that is already sore. Our program also goes into like a push or a pull type of a movement so that you're not overtraining. If you would have to do 2 days in a row, say that your schedule only allows you to do an upper body or 2 upper body days, where maybe you're out of town Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday to get your 3 team sessions in. What we do to allow for that, if that's not optimal, that is we're still thinking about you. We still have, you'd have a lower body day and then you'd have 2 upper body days. Upper body day would be a push day to where you're utilizing your chest and push muscles. When the next day, your second upper body day, you can. And again, then we get into our active rest. So optimally, you're doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever the case might be, in our team sessions. And then we're doing active rest on the opposite days. So what if your goal is to run a marathon, you should be putting in more miles on your active rest days to get your miles up. That's when you should be doing your long runs. If you're doing, if you want to do bodybuilding, powerlifting, a strength sport, you should be hitting opposite day strength workouts. So then you're getting those, you're getting the sport, the quote unquote sport, workout or practice in your active rest days. And then you have your team sessions that are going to be the higher intensities. We're working on all 4 elements. So we're working on strength, striking, agility, and endurance in those sessions. And we need recovery from that. The other thing that say that your sport is life and you're just training to become the best shape that you can be in, the best condition and feel the best that you can for your family. That, then again, our active rest days should be mobility, recovery, flexibility. You should be going on a walk, because that's going to help in that recovery. And you also have to think about recovery when it comes to nutrition, and being on point on nutrition. We also don't want to take a day off where we're doing just every once in a while we can, but we don't want to do just absolutely nothing and then, not eat, because our body is recovering, even though we don't feel the active recovering. We don't feel our muscles mending, but the nutrition that you bring in every day is going to allow for you to build that muscle back up, and then you tear it down, build it up, tear it down, build it up, and that's what gets you the results that you're looking for.
Yeah, but I think it's just important to talk about because people feel like they need to constantly work at 100% effort every day, and your body just can't sustain that for a long period of time before you get injured. So just keep those recovery days in mind, and we'll have a post on it later this week as well. But is that all we wanted to touch on that one?
Yeah.
We're trying to log in to see if we have any comments on Facebook.
All right, and then the next transitioning into, we're going to be talking about our word of the week next. Let's see, let me get onto our live here. I think that we'd be prepared before.
Well,
so,
that's all right.
So with our word of the week this week, again, we're going into our tips for greatness, tips for being an athlete. And this is our second word of the week that falls underneath that. And the word of the week this week is hustle. And the definition of hustle is the to proceed or work rapidly and energetically, to hustle about putting the house in order, to hustle. So you probably heard your coach, saying hustle on the hop, making sure that you're doing things at a higher pace. So that's the definition when it comes to like the physical definition of what hustling means. What I want to kind of go into is kind of the other type of meaning behind hustle when you hear about your side hustle or hustling in life. And to hustle in my definition is to do something that others are not willing to do to achieve your goals. So we talk a lot about goals. We talked about goal setting last week or 2 weeks ago. And so this kind of stems from that. And how are you going to achieve your goals? You might have to do things that others aren't willing to do to become great, to live like an athlete. And hustling is part of that. That might mean waking up a little bit earlier than everybody else. That might be getting in and getting the grind of your workout in when you don't feel like working out. As athletes, I think that we're definitely used to the hustle of life, and we can naturally be hustlers because what we do in high school sports, in collegiate sports, where we're working out, as hard as we can. We're practicing as hard as we can every day. We're balancing school with that and doing everything else. That's something that not everybody does. And so the fact that if you were an athlete growing up, or maybe you weren't, in sports, or maybe you were in the band, whatever the case might be, when you're practicing to be, that's when you are, that's when you're hustling. You're doing things that other people are not willing to do to be great at something, to be the best that you can be at that given thing. So now that we're done with sports, what's the goal, right? The goal is to become the best that you can be as a human being. That's both physically, that's at work, that's in your marriage, and all of those different things. So the things that we need to discuss is, what are the things that you are going to do? How are you going to hustle to achieve your goals? And what are those things that you're going to go above and beyond and do things that some might not want to do? A lot of people don't want to count their macros and figure out what they're putting in their body that matters. And because it matters, if you're going to hustle into that, think about that as that's what you're willing to do to achieve your goals. That's what you're willing to do to go above and beyond. Maybe it's physical goals, and in order to lose that 20 pounds that you want to lose, you're going to have to hustle, and that means doing something that other people wouldn't be doing, i.e. tracking your nutrition, also making sure that you get your workouts in, making sure you're doing the hard stuff, drinking enough water, making sure that you get the things in that need to be done regardless of whether you want to do them or not. And so one of the quotes from our good old Abraham Lincoln, things may come to those who wait, but only what's left from those who hustle. So basically what that means is he's saying, for those of us that hustle, we're going to get the things that we want. You may not have to hustle to get some of the things that you want, but you're only going to get the leftovers from what from what's left behind from those who are hustling, because they're the ones going above and beyond, doing the things that is necessary to achieve goals, to be great in life, to live like an athlete. And maybe that's working out. Maybe that's going above and beyond at work. Maybe that's doing that's working out, or waking up early in order to do some of those things, staying late in order to do those things. Whatever the case might be, that's up to you, what your individual goals are, but that's going to be the hustle that needs to be put into whatever your goals are to achieve them.
Nice.
So yeah, and so we've connected a little bit to some of the other wows and the words of the week, and that's going to be that's going to be step 2 to our tips to greatness. That's kind of the step 2 in the entire. I think there was 8 steps. I'll have to look again. 8 tips to becoming greatness, and what we found out was being great means living like an athlete. So we want to live like an athlete,
and so I think
and hustle.
good steps to this are, going back to our word of the week. Gosh, I don't remember. Was it last week we talked about goals or 2 weeks ago?
Goals, 2 weeks ago.
So just reevaluate your goals, and then that will help you hustle to achieve those goals. So I do love all these words kind of feed off of each other to help you achieve what you want in your life. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else you got today?
Nope, bachelor's over, so I don't have anything exciting
couch potato,
to talk
nothing
about.
on couch potato.
How about you?
Let's see, couch potato. I've been watching The Profit. If you're into business, I like The Profit a lot. It's basically a guy that comes into either a struggling business or a business that is at a point that they can't grow without certain capital, and he comes in. It's in the same vein. It's actually right after
Shark Tank?
Shark Tank. Yeah, so it's kind of the same lines. If you like Shark Tank, you'll like this. I do like, what's that?
Sorry, I love Shark Tank, but like there's ideas on there, and every time we're like, why didn't we think of this?
Oh, yeah.
Or why didn't we think of this?
Yeah, and a lot of things like, and that's the thing with hustle. Like a lot of times people have thought about that shit, but somebody didn't have the passion, didn't have the goals, and didn't hustle
to make it come to life.
Product.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Well, what were we just talking about the other day? I don't remember. Or maybe it was already. Remember for Easter, the koozie thing.
Yeah.
So like those icy pops that kids eat, they now make like little koozies to put on those. And I'm like, genius. Like, just don't even think about this stuff.
Yeah, that's funny though.
Yeah, I know. That's a little bougie for kids, but hey.
Yeah. if you're,
I love it.
If you're,
but I think Pierce though would like not like that because it would be too cold.
But I don't think he's gonna be able to figure out with the koozie on. I don't know how many they've sold, but that'd be interesting. But the other thing I like about The Profit is it's mostly they pick the businesses that are, small family owned, small businesses that you get to know kind of the owners of the business. And so I feel kind of a personal tie to those things, having owned, Krave, and kind of seeing.
And you're just a businessman. Yeah. He just gives great business advice and stuff that you can learn.
Like he'll go in and he'll change a name of a company for a certain reason, or he'll change the process that they're going through in a certain reason. I just like watching that. So I've watched that every week. That's on my kind of reoccurring ones. Let's see. And then The Good Doctor. Have you ever watched The Good Doctor?
No, but I think I would like it if I actually got into it, like when you started watching it.
Yeah,
but
so
now I just feel like there's so many episodes past that.
You can jump into that anytime. But The Good Doctor I really like. It's about an autistic doctor. And at the beginning it shows the difficulty and what he had to do as like a resident to become a doctor. Now he's the doctor and he has like residents and kind of cool. But now it's more of like it's kind of getting into more of just like soap opera. Okay. Because it's less. It's about things that he deals with having autism, but it's less centric around that and more around random events in the hospital. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. And there's other characters that got brought in and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like...
But they have to probably do something like that.
Oh, yeah. But now it's like... It seems to me more like now... like any other medical show.
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, yeah. Where now it's like just drama with all of the characters.
And that's what, I think Grey's Anatomy did one more season or like 2 more, and that's when people started to lose interest because they're like, all right, this was really good, but now it just drug on too long.
I've never watched that. Did you ever watch that?
I did, yeah. We would have like in college, I was either freshman or sophomore. It was like The Bachelor. Like we would all get together on like Tuesday nights and watch the Grey's Anatomy.
That's fun.
We were so into it. And then after that, like after a few seasons,
I think it's still going, isn't it?
It might be, or they might have changed it to something else, like the name or something. But it's a stem off from that or whatever. But or maybe it is. I don't know. But I just know that they do a lot of reruns and stuff.
Crazy.
But I know, but you, I'm sure as a producer, it's like, when do we end this? Or like
never
watching
paying
it.
money for it. Yeah. So, so that's all the couch potatoes.
How many seasons of The Good Doctor is there? Do you know?
2 or 3.
What season they're on?
Two or
that's
3.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can catch up in.
You love Modern Family. You watch those reruns.
Well, I never watched the reruns. They just ended last year.
It was always live. Or like always the new ones.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. There were some good one-liners in that.
Yeah, that was it. So awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us in the gym closet. Please, again, jump on, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. It's live. Please leave us a Facebook review or a Google review. And remember, you're an athlete. Live like it.
Born an athlete, you'll die an athlete. It's in your DNA.
Live like an athlete so that you can be successful in life.
You're an athlete. Live like it.
ANA, America needs athletes.